So what's a cheeseburger without a secret sauce? Have to have one. For my burger, what we have is we're going to make a secret sauce out of some mayo, some ketchup, and some chipotle pepper. And what this is it's a chipotle pepper. It's a smoked jalapeno. It's packed in adobo sauce, and you can get this at the Latin market. You can get this at the supermarkets now. It's a great ingredient. So let's go ahead and make the sauce. I'm going to start with this pepper. Pour it out on my cutting board, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash it into a paste. I want this to be, completely smooth and not with any bits, so that you don't get really hot pieces. So now that we've got this chipotle pepper all mashed up and everything like that, let's just go ahead, put it in the bowl here. We're going to take some mayonnaise, maybe about a cup's worth. It's about a cup. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper, and ketchup. Let's start with about 3 tablespoons. Give this a little taste. That's great. That's going to be really good on a burger. Alright, so now that we've got this dressing made, let's go on to our grilled onion. I've got some really nice onions here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice these onions extremely thin, and once they're done, I'm going to take them and put them in a pile in this pan with some butter, and I'm going to let them cook. I'm not going to touch them once I've got them in the pile, because what I want to happen is I want the bottom of the onion to get nice and caramelized, and I want the top of the onion pile to get really soft. So you're going to have a lot of onion, but it's going to be really sweet. It's not going to be too oniony, and it's going to be really great on the burger. So I've got these onions chopped up. You see I've got a big pile down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of butter, throw it into the pan. So I've got my butter going here. I'm going to take a pile of this onion, and I'm just going to make a little mountain here. A little pile there. A little pile there. Now I'm just going to let these sit. I'm not going to touch them, not going to do anything. No salt, no pepper, nothing. So we've got the onions on the go. It's time to make the hamburger patties. Let's go and do it. Now I've got some ground beef here. This is 80-20 between meat and fat ratio, which is ground chuck. That's what you want for a hamburger. And what I'm going to do is something a little bit extra special. I've actually got a stick of butter here that I've frozen, and it's frozen solid. I'm actually going to grate this into the meat so that you have a little bit of butter nuggets working throughout the patty. So let's go ahead and season this, mix it up, get the butter in there, and then we'll make them into the patties. So now when you're making these patties, what you want to do is you want to get enough meat that's about the size of a baseball, maybe a little bit smaller. There you go, make them into a nice round ball. I've got a piece of wax paper here. I'm just going to smush it down with my hand. I'm going to take a spoon, and with the spoon I'm actually going to indent the middle of the burger so that the inside of the burger is a little bit thinner than the outside of the burger. That way when we cook it, it's going to be entirely flat. So as you can see, the grill is really hot and ready to go. We're going to throw those burgers onto there, and in a few minutes we're going to be eating some really good cheeseburgers. So now that these burgers are on the grill, we're going to let them just do their thing. We're going to wait till the underside caramelizes and that the meat congeals and stays together, so that when we flip them they're going to stay together, and we only need to flip them one time. Don't want to mess with them too much. The way that we're going to know that you're going to need to flip them is you're going to see the juices come to the top a little bit. As soon as that happens, then you're ready to flip and you're ready to put on the cheese. Now, speaking of cheese, I wanted to talk about this. This is American cheese. I know some people like to put real cheddar and all that kind of thing, but for me, a cheeseburger is with American cheese. This particular cheese is actually made specifically so that it melts really well on the hamburger. Some cheeses, especially hard cheeses, they don't really taste as good when they're warm. They're meant to be eaten at room temperature. Alright, so you see that the juices are coming up on the top of the burger now. Now it's time for them to be flipped. So these burgers are done. It's now time to put on the cheese. I've turned on heat. We're just going to let the residual heat of the barbecue melt the cheese, and we're ready to go. Alright, so now time to put this burger together. Let's do it. Got a bun, it's all toasted here. I'm going to take one of these awesome patties. There we go. Got to smear a little bit of the secret sauce on here. What we're going to do is we're going to take our little onion pile. It's all toasty. There we go. A couple of fresh tomatoes. And there you have it, folks. Cheeseburger, the Chipotle mayo, American cheese. This is going to be good.